Hey guys, Hi-Fi Check here today, and we're going to be taking a look at all my Pink Floyd albums, and we're going to be ranking them. So, before we get into the ranking, I just want to make it clear that I love every single one of these albums. Just because they're at the bottom doesn't mean I hate them. I like every single one of these albums. So, now that we got that out the way, let's get into the first album. So, at number 13, sadly, a lot of people have this at their bottom list. I do too. But this is Ummagumma. Now, a lot of people hate on this album. I think it's good, but I think there's just better stuff that Pink Floyd has released. But it's a solid album. The first part of the album is a live album. So the first LP, it's a double album, by the way. The first LP on the album is live. Some songs that are on the live one, the live part, let me check. But they're mostly stuff from Saucerful of Secrets and Piper at the Gates of Dawn. But let me see here. So the first one, Astronomy Domain. I think that's how you say it, or Domain. Careful with that Axe Eugene. That's a good one. It's the first appearance of that on a studio album, besides Relics. And then Set the Control for the Heart of the Sun and A Saucerful of Secrets. So yeah, those are some of the live songs on this album. But yeah, it's really good album. It's not their best, but I think it's good. So some songs that I really like off this album are Grantchester's Meadow and The Narrow Way Part 3, I'm pretty sure. That's what part it is. But the reason why people really hate on this album is all the weird animal noises. Especially with the song. I'm gonna look at it to make sure I say it right. Several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a pick. That song is garbage. I'm just going to say that out loud. That song is terrible. It is the worst song I've ever heard in my life. That's the only reason why this album is on the bottom, because of that song. If it wasn't for that album, I think it would still be on here, but it would still be an amazing album if it didn't have it. But I think it's pretty good. Fun fact, they had, I forgot what the album was, but they had to airbrush it out. Kind of like with Moby Grape with the middle finger. But, yeah, Ummagumma, or Ummagumma, people call it. But, yeah, no, this is just a really good album, and if you haven't heard of it, highly recommend checking it out. So, yeah, let's move on to the next record. So, this is number 12 we're going to be taking a look at. And this was one of my, not my first Pink Floyd albums, but maybe like my 5th Pink Floyd album. This is A Momentary Lapse of Reasons. The only reason why I really like this album is because it's way too 80s. It is just covered with 80s stuff, synths, all that stuff. Kind of stuff that Pink Floyd would not do. But this is a David Gilmour album. You know, the period during the 80s where Roger Waters left the band and was replaced by David Gilmour as basically the leader of the band. But it's not bad. I like it. One of my favorite Pink Floyd songs is on this album, Learning to Fly. I actually did a recent YouTube short about this one, so I'll have that in the link of the description. If it's not there, then I forgot to put it in, but yeah, comment on the video if it's not there, if you really want to see it, or you could just go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, no, this is a really good album. The reason why, like I said, it's this low is because it's just way too 80s. But the album cover is really nice. I hope they actually didn't put that many beds on a beach, because that'd be insane. There's probably like, oh my god, like thousands of beds. I bet it would take so long just to put all these beds. But yeah, no, phenomenal album. I really do like it. But like I said, it's kind of too much 80s for Pink Floyd. But yeah, if you haven't heard of this one, highly recommend checking this one. Momentary Lapse of Reasons. Check it out. So, this record, it's not really an album. It's more of a compilation album. But there's just some songs on here that you can't find on any of the studio albums by Pink Floyd. But this is Pink Floyd's Relics. Now, the album cover. It's really cool. I really do like it. There's a bunch of different versions of this album cover. First, there's the black and white one, and then there's one with this weird face with a tongue sticking out of it, and then there's one with like the machine, but instead of a drawing, they actually made the machine, which is actually pretty cool. That's the one they used on Spotify for this album. Well, it's a compilation album, but you know what I mean. But yeah, there's just songs from like the earlier stuff, like there's singles like Julia Dream, Careful with That Axe Eugene, let's see, Binding My Time, Paint Box, Arnold Lane, See Emily Play. Those songs like you can't find on any of the studio albums. You have to get them on like a 45 single. But yeah, the only reason why this is pretty low is because it's a compilation album. It's technically not a Pink Floyd. It's technically not a studio album, but you know, I had to put it on the list. It's good. I like it. But so yeah, let's move on to the next record. So, as far as I know, besides this other Pink Floyd album, this is the only one kind of like it, besides Ummagumma and this other one I forgot what the name was. Started with a P. But this is pretty much the only live album by Pink Floyd I have. But it's my favorite. It is just so good. This is Pink Floyd at Pompeii. Oh my god. This one's amazing. The instant this one came out, I watched the movie and I bought it on LP. This one comes with this promo sticker and a poster that is on my wall, which I will show in this video. But yeah, no, this is just a really, really good album. Highly recommend checking this one out. It has a lot of stuff from Metal and Sulcifer of Secrets on here. If you haven't watched the movie, it was out on, I don't know what it was out on, but you could get the DVD, the movie, or Blu-ray. They have DVD and Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, this is just really good stuff. One of my favorite songs off this album is Echoes Part 2 and 1. One of These Days. They did a really good live version of One of These Days. As well as Sulcifer of Secrets and Careful with That Axe Eugene. Careful with My Axe Eugene is my favorite song off the album, because it's the best version of Careful with That Axe Eugene that I think Pink Floyd has released on LP. But yeah, no, technically it's not a Pink Floyd album. Technically it's not a studio album, but I just had to put it on the list because it's just so good. I would listen to this album all the time when I first got it. I do have a video on this album. It was actually my first record review I've ever did. But yeah, no, highly recommend checking this one out. Now I'm gonna show you the poster that I have. So I'll show you guys that right now. So that was the poster that was on my door. But fun fact, that's actually I don't know if they just like got it from the movie theaters, but those are either replicas or the exact ones that they used in the movie theaters when the movie came out. But and on IMAX, I'm pretty sure, in the movie theaters. But it's a cool poster. I really do like it, and it looks like the album cover with the band members walking and stuff. But yeah, no, just really cool poster, really good album, and highly recommend checking this one out. So yeah, let's move on to the next album. So this one is one of their more unique albums that Pink Floyd has released, but it is the most hated album by the band members, actually. There's so many videos out there about like Roger Waters and David Gilmour and all the other band members just hating on this album, but I think it's amazing. I think it's perfect. But this is Atom Heart Mother. It has a really unique name, really cool album cover with the cow and the trees in the background. But yeah, no, this album was just really good. The first song is the exact same name of the album, Atom Heart Mother. That's a 23-minute long song. But side 2 is just very, very mellow, and just like, you could just, lay down in bed and listen to it. It's very calming. It's very nice. I really do like it. One of my favorite songs off the album, here, let me take a look, because there's just so many good songs, I can't decide, but like, let's see. Probably If is probably my favorite song off of here, as well as Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast. That one's a really weird one, but it's good in a really good way, as well as a really weird way. It's very nice. But yeah, no, it's just a really good album. Everything on this album's perfect. I don't know why Roger Waters and David Gilmour hate this album. I don't see the hate. I think it's amazing. It's just unique, and it's just perfect way. It's so unique. I've never heard an album like this by any band. I've never heard an album so unique and so distinct in my entire life. It's just the reason why this album's so good. It's so unique. There's nothing else like this album. It's just so weird and good at all the perfect points. The name Atom Heart Mother, like, how do you come up with the name Atom Heart Mother? Like, how does that go into your brain and just you be like, oh yeah, Atom Heart Mother? It's just something you would have to ask the band members. But yeah, Atom Heart Mother by Pink Floyd. Solid album. Highly recommend checking out. Let's move on to the next one. So this is one of Pink Floyd's stuff from the 60s. A lot of people say this is some of the Syd Barrett era, but I was like, he only did one song off this album, and that's Jungle Band Blues. But this is A Saucer Full of Secrets. This album is so good. It's just the perfect mix of psychedelic rock with Pink Floyd. It is just amazing. I love this album. It starts off with a really nice, I think it's a bass line or guitar line, and Let There Be More Light. But this album is just perfect in every way. Like Atom Heart Mother, it's weird in a good way. Like Saucer Full of Secrets on the song on this album is, I've just never heard a song like that in my entire life. It's so unique. I feel like Pink Floyd does a lot of good, like, instrumental psychedelic rock stuff. Like, the only stuff I could compare it to is the song Death Wrapped Up by High Tide. But that's pretty... that song is commercial compared to Saucer Full of Secrets. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just so good. I love this album. Saucer Full of Secrets is probably like my favorite song off the album. It's just so good. And there's some songs on here that are just like really mellow. You could just like really chill out and listen to that song on, like, lay down on the floor or lay in your bed and just, close your eyes and just relax and listen to the song. But yeah, the last song on this album, it's pretty sad because it's the last song Syd Barrett ever did for Pink Floyd. And you could just tell by the lyrics that they know he's out of the band. Like, you could listen to the lyrics and it's like, man, that's sad. That's just really sad. But he was having so many problems with the band, and he just had to leave. He was hurting the band, and he knew it, and he had to leave. But yeah, it's just a really sad song. It's a good song, though. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite songs off the album, besides Saucer Full of Secrets. But yeah, no. If you've never heard of this album by Pink Floyd, which, if you're getting into Pink Floyd, you know the stuff, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, The Wall. and they have them dug deep into like their more like I would say more obscure more obscure albums, but I wouldn't call this obscure. I think it's a really good album. But yeah, Salsa for Secrets is a really good album. Check it out. Let's move on to the next one. So, this is probably my favorite album from this time period of Pink Floyd, the band. This is one of their weirder albums. Some people don't like it. There's two different types of Pink Floyd fans. Two types of Pink Floyd fans. There's ones that like Syd Barrett stuff and don't like Syd Barrett stuff. I love Syd Barrett stuff. This is Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I love this album. This album is just perfect in every single tiny little way. It is weird, but really, really good. Interstellar Overdrive, really good psychedelic rock instrumental song. It's really nice. The guitar work on there is just so good. I've learned how to play this the main riff at the start of the song on guitar. But yeah, no, this is just really good. The album cover is amazing. But there's kind of like a whimsical thing that Syd Barrett does on here with like the scarecrow and the gnome. He uses like these kind of like fairy tale lyrics to put into these songs, but like it's just so good. And a bonus thing for this album, I got a Record Store Day exclusive. I'll show you the golden label. It's on mono. It's a mono pressing. So I could tell you the story about this album right now. I'll tell you. So basically, for Christmas, this was on my want list, and I just really like this album, and I had it on my Christmas list, and I thought it was gonna get a normal pressing reissue of this album, but I got this for Christmas. Now I'll tell you how my uncle got it. He has this friend who collects records. He's actually given me some records in the past, but he had 2 copies of this. One was for him, and one was sealed. And he said that my uncle could pay $20 for this, and let's just say they do not go for $20. They go a lot more than that, and because he knew I'm young. I'm 14. He's like I've never seen a kid who likes music like this. And he was like, you know what? I think you would love this. You could buy it off me for $20. And my uncle bought it, and I got it. I put it on my turntable. Oh my god, it sounds amazing. And it came with this really nice poster. I'm not going to show it because, for time reasons. But, oh my god, it sounds so good. I never knew a mono album could sound so good. I know mono, it's good. It's not bad, but, oh my god, it just sounds so good. But, yeah. This is Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Highly recommend checking it out. Let's move on to the next one. So, Pink Floyd fans, they usually say there's a point in the band's discography where they had their best lineup of hits, of like albums. And some people say it starts with Dark Side of the Moon. Some people say it starts in Obscured by Clouds. I think it starts at Metal. Now, this album is really good. I just love every single song off this album. Maybe I could make an exception to that for Seamus. That song is like dogs barking and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not that good. But yeah, no. It's just a really good album. Highly recommend it. It's good. Sounds nice. Yeah. But Echoes, that is my favorite song off the album. Oh my god. It is so good. It's just amazing. Echoes. It's 23 minutes and 31 seconds long. And fun fact, in 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick, if you haven't watched that movie, highly recommend checking that one out. The Stargate sequence, which is like that really cool trippy scene, basically from start to finish, it's 23 minutes and 31 seconds long, as the exact amount of time on Echoes. Now, people say if you sync up Echoes with 2001: A Space Odyssey, the Stargate sequence in the movie, there's a bunch of kind of things that happen that like with a flashlight and a guitar starting or something like that. But yeah, no, I personally haven't watched it yet, but maybe after this I'll watch it. But yeah, another fun fact, I've heard that the album cover is the inside of someone's ear, and I'm looking now, and I never thought, I was like, that does not look like in the inside of the ear. But now that I really look at it, it does look like an inside of an ear. Look, there's the little bump and stuff, and there's that. I've always wondered what the heck is the album cover, but now I finally know it's the inside of someone's ear, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this album's really good. Highly recommend checking it out. So let's move on to the next one. Now, if there was a middle child for the Pink Floyd discography, this would be it. This is Obscured by Clouds. Now, a lot of people don't really know about this album. It's by Pink Floyd, but I think it's amazing. I think it's one of their best things that they ever made. The album cover is amazing. The songs are just so good. I love this album. I originally have it on cassette, and then I listened to it, and I was like, now I gotta get this on vinyl. My friend got me this for Christmas. But yeah, no, this is just really good. Killer Pink Floyd album. Definitely my favorite song off the album, Mudmen. The guitar on that song is just haunting. It'll pierce your soul. It's just so haunting, kind of. It's very, very good. But fun fact, this is a soundtrack album, like More, which I need to get that album. Sadly, it's not on the list, but I need to get that. For the movie The Valley. I haven't watched it, but after listening to this album, I've considered watching it. I think I might watch it. But yeah, this one is really good. Like I said, it's like the middle child of the band's discography. Every song off this album is pure gold, except for the last one. The last one's a little weird, but I don't find myself ever skipping that song. It's good. I like it. It gets a little weird, but then it's good. But yeah, Obscured by Clouds. If you haven't heard this album by Pink Floyd in their discography, because like I said, it's kind of like the middle child. No one really knows about it. No one really talks about it. But yeah, check it out. Obscured by Clouds. Let's move on to the next record. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the only album that ever got a movie made out of it? I know there's albums that are for movies, but did the album ever turn into a movie? Well, The Wall did, and it's really good. This album is really good. This is my favorite double LP by Pink Floyd, but yeah, no, this album is just so good. I love every song off this album. There's not one bad song off this album. It's so good. I just love it. This is a remaster of it, like a pretty recent one from 2016. I got this one for Christmas. But this album is just so good. The album cover, super iconic. Probably the best song off this album, in my opinion. It's Comfortably Numb. Some good mentions are Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 and Don't Leave Me Now. Don't Leave Me Now is a really that song no one really knows about on the album. No one really talks about it, but I like it. It's a good song. Some people, there's a lot of filler songs on this album, but those filler songs are good because it's a double LP. There's a lot of filler songs. But yeah, no, every song off this album, I just love it. I haven't listened to this one in a while. I gotta listen to this one. I might listen to it after this video. It's just so good. But yeah, no, really good album and movie. If you haven't checked out the movie is so good. Oh my god. It is just mind-altering. It will change your way of, like, kind of thinking. Like, it's just pretty... It's pretty depressing. It's a very sad movie. But it's good. The animating scenes in the movie are so good. If you look in the... Here, I'll show you guys. If you look in the gatefold of this album, you can see some of the characters... Oh, crap. That are in the movie. Like, these... If you've watched the movie, you know, there's the schoolmaster right there. And there's the mother. And there's the wife. And then there's the... I think that's the... I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched it, but... Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good movie, as well as the album. Album's fantastic. So, yeah. The Wall. Really good. Highly, highly recommend checking this one out. If you haven't heard of it, which if you haven't heard of it, then what the heck is wrong with you? You need to get your hands on this if you haven't heard of it or listen to it. But yeah, let's move on to the next record. So this album is kind of like the most emotional song for the band. Not song, album for the band. Because, well, one of the songs on here, well, technically 3 of the songs on here, are about one of the band members, Syd Barrett, who left the band, and this is basically their ode to him. This is their, you know, honoring him. But this is Wish You Were Here. This album is amazing. It used to be my favorite Pink Floyd album, but then it went down a little bit. But, yeah, no, this album, it's really good. It's just almost out of words how good it is. But, probably my favorite song off the album is Shine On You Crazy Diamond. I think it's let me see. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Part 5 and part, let's see. Let's see. And then the other parts on the other side of the album. But yeah, no, this album is just super good. Every song off this album is pure gold. Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, Welcome to the Machine. Those are all just fantastic songs. The album cover speaks for itself. So good, just amazing. The back cover with the man in the sand with the clear version of Wish You Were Here on vinyl, with the suitcase with all the Pink Floyd stickers, the Dark Side of the Moon sticker, the Wish You Were Here sticker, I think there's a Obscured by Clouds one right there, and then I don't think you're gonna be able to see the stickers, but yeah, no, this album is just really, really good. I feel like the album cover has inspired a lot of album covers from, like, new stuff from today. Like, there's my friends, they like new music. I personally hate new music, but they'll, like, show me album covers and stuff. I was like, hey, that looks like Wish You Were Here is Pink Floyd. And I was like, what's Pink Floyd? And I have to tell them about it. But yeah, no, this album is just super, super, super good. They actually just released a 50th anniversary box set. I really want to get that, but that's expensive. That's a lot of money. But it looks super cool, and I really want to get that album, the deluxe edition box set, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is Wish You Were Here. Highly recommend checking this one out. So let's move on to the next one. So this is one of my first Pink Floyd albums I've ever got on vinyl. Before I got this, I got Animals and Obscured by Clouds on cassette, but this is my first one on vinyl, and this is pretty normal for every Pink Floyd fan who collects vinyl. Dark Side of the Moon. This album, I can't even put it into words how influential this album is to, like, pop culture in general, not even just music. Like, people who don't even listen to old music, they recognize this album cover, and they're like, oh yeah, I know that, yeah, the prism thing. But, yeah, no, Dark Side of the Moon is just so good. Every song off this album is good, pure gold. It flows so good. Every song just feels like the whole album is just one song, because everything just perfectly blends together, and it's just so good. My favorite song off this album, probably Time, Breathe in the Air, that's a good one, and Great Game in the Sky. Those are all amazing songs of this album. There's a theory about this album that if you play Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz at the exact same time, at the third line roar, they sync up, and there's a bunch of all these cool, like, coincidences and stuff, but, like, stuff in the movie matching the lyrics and the songs. I've actually watched it with it synced up. There's some stuff that actually does sync up, but yeah, no, this is a really good album. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't heard of this. Hey, hold on, if you haven't heard of Dark Side of the Moon, you are living under a rock. So, highly recommend checking this one out. We're gonna move on to the next record, our last record. So, let's get in that one. Okay. Number one Pink Floyd album. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, I don't think I have fans yet, but if you know the channel, you know that this is my favorite Pink Floyd album. And of course, I'm talking about Animals. This album is perfect in every single way. There's not one bad song on this album. There's not 1 second on this album that I'm like, this song's not that good. This song has no skips. Hold on. First off, I've never skipped a song on a record because I'm too lazy to do that, and I like music. But this album, no skips at all. If you're a person who likes to skip songs on vinyl, listen to this one. There's no skips on this album. This record is just phenomenal. It is amazing. It's not only my favorite Pink Floyd album, it's my favorite album in general. Man, it's so good. My favorite song off this album, Dogs. 17 minutes long, perfect. I first listened to this album on cassette. I got it for Christmas, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I never knew Pink Floyd was this good, because I thought Pink Floyd was okay. I thought they were pretty weird. But then I listened to Animals, and I was absolutely blown away. They're just so good. I was like, man, I gotta get this on vinyl. So I went to a record store near me, really close, and I went to the bargain bins, and I didn't think I was gonna find it. I didn't think I was gonna find Animals, because I've never seen a Pink Floyd album in the bargain bins, and if I do, I get it if I don't have it, or if it's an upgrade copy. And I find this for $25. And the guy there, he's like, are you sure you don't want to buy a reissue? This one has a scratch on it. And I look at it and it's like, I feel like I'm not gonna do that. Besides that tiny little scratch, it's a VG Plus copy besides that little tiny scratch. But I get it. I put it on my turntable and I was like, yes, I finally got it. And when I got this was my second Pink Floyd album I ever got. I had Dark Side of the Moon, and I was just blown away, and then it opened up Pink Floyd to me. I started looking at all their other stuff, and then now I'm here
This is
today.
the end.
But yeah, everyone's gonna have to make sure to like, subscribe, watch my other full-length videos. I've been trying to get more views. So yeah, peace out, guys, and see you in the next video.